In order to build a great database, the most important conversation is to think about the items of value. And for too long, real estate agents have literally been getting people's email addresses and then just sending them everything they can think of. Every single time there's a listing, every single time there's a sale, or even worse than that, like a buyer email that has a list of every single property that you've currently got available, anywhere from like 800,000 right the way through to like 80 million. But ultimately, that's not really what the buyer actually wants to see. Now, to be a good agent, you've got to start to think about the different categories. But before you get to categories, why don't you think about the items that you could send that are significant value? Now, one of the best items of value that I've ever seen, particularly being a buyer or seller in my marketplace where I live, is actually an email that comes out every week with a list of all the new properties that have come to market and all the properties that have been sold by any real estate agent in the local area. Now, we used to go and call this the CMA report. It used to come out every 90 days. But now what we're talking about is actually seeing all of the new listings and all the sales that have actually happened in the course of the last 7 days. The benefit for me as a buyer seller is I have a look at those new homes. They go, is there anything that's similar to mine and what are they currently asking for it? And is there anything similar to mine that has recently sold and what did it make? And are there any new properties that are coming to market that I'd want to go and buy? And are there any properties that have sold that I might have bought and what actually happened between the difference of the sale price versus the original quote price? And that gives me a bit of an idea about what's actually happening in market today. I can also see the total number of new listings and the total number of sales, which will give me an idea on the clearance and what's actually happening in relation to auctions. Now, if you're thinking about it, every market appraisal or buyer seller would love to receive that. But maybe you've got an additional item of value for your sellers, which actually might be an auction report that goes out every Saturday afternoon. So think, for example, at 6 p.m. on a Saturday evening, you actually had a list of all the auctions that have happened over the course of the week, whether or not they sold, the number of active bidders, and what the actual sale price was. And that gives you a great idea about what's actually happening with auction clearance rates in your area. Beyond that, it's about really sending the right detail to buyers. And really for buyers, it's about knowing what are the best properties that you've got available inside of the marketplace. One of the big things that we've seen with a lot of these emails is that really they don't take a lot of images now. So we have one key image with like some great properties between the 1 to 1.5 million range. Then a great list of all the properties you have available for $1.5 million plus. The answer is really simple. Think about some basic templates on the inside of your business. What's been listed and what's been sold goes out every Friday morning at 8 o'clock for the entire marketplace to all market appraisals and all buyer sellers. A list of all the auction results on a Saturday afternoon goes out to all of your seller hit list. And then every single buyer inside of your database also receives a list of the best properties you've got available in the different price ranges, again on a Friday morning, so they can go make the decisions about which properties they're going to go and see at the open for inspections on the weekend. Now more than ever before is the time to reimagine your templates and to make sure you're sending out the right content to the right categories sitting inside of your database so you can boom your relevance. Most importantly, your engagement rates, and actually get more of the buyers, more of the sellers speaking to you about what's happening in market.